Good evening again, class. Here we are in our usual schedule and time for our class in Advanced Agribusiness Management. This time we will take up the last lesson for Module 4. As we all know, Module 4 is or covers the topic on perspectives and structural framework in analyzing agribusiness systems. Okay? Repeat, perspectives and structural framework. That means to say there are tool of analysis that we need to be familiar. Very common, not necessarily exhaustive tool of analysis that we have studied in how we are going to approach an agribusiness systems analysis. Okay, so we have tackled them all in module 1, lesson 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. Okay, it ranges from quantitative up to qualitative methodology or approach. And we also discuss something about the essentiality of being able to comply this time with the requirements of the very important consideration in social and ethical responsibility. No, now it's more this evening. I would say we will tackle on the last module for module 4, that is agribusiness structural frameworks and models applied in various agribusiness or various government programs in the Philippines. Okay, that means we would be seeing here some of the common or some examples of government programs that made use of any of this framework of analysis, in order that there's going to be a template or a guiding principles in terms of its implementation, its monitoring, and its evaluation also, no? So that at the end of the day, we would be able to know how far is it going and where is it going and how far is it has accomplished, no? So something like that, no? We would be or we would learn some of these government programs that actually made use of on some of these different structural framework of analysis, no? So to begin with, we have the following, no? As a summary, this part of the module sketches some of these specific government program, and of course, what particular framework has it been using, or is possibly made applicable, no? Now, in table 5, in this particular table, I would say table 5 because it's going to be, it's numbered from the start actually. Now, we have here a table which is the column 1 is on analytical framework, and in column 2 you have what is the scientific or theoretical basis, and then the applicability and limitation of that particular framework, scientific or theoretical basis or theoretical framework. Okay. Now, first is we have analytical framework. We mean, for example, commodity systems analysis. Okay, so we have commodity systems analysis, and then you also have, you also have industry analysis. Well, in that case, what is the theoretical basis of this analysis? We have either Porter's model, or you have here competitive advantage analysis. Okay, these are the theoretical basis used in this type of analytical framework. Now, applicability or limitation it looks at the entire agribusiness system, but with particular emphasis on processing sector or where the particular industry thrives. Okay, so in the case of industry analysis, it's focused mainly on the processing sector. Another is supply chain analysis. Okay, it uses the scientific basis of transaction cost economics, relationship marketing, network theory, and new institutional economics also. Maybe. And then we also have operational or management logistics is also being put to use in like supply chain analysis. Now, applicability or and limitation is the upstream focus of the entire agribusiness system, but more particularly emphasizes the cost efficiency in the physical distribution of goods as it transits from production to final market. We have that emphasized before. It focuses on the physical distribution of goods. No? Then down the line, you have value chain analysis. Now, value chain analysis made use of a theoretical or scientific basis on the market orientation approach, okay, customer relationship management, and the new institutional economics also and network theory is being used in value chain analysis. Now, in terms of applicability, it looks how the definition of product value translate into specific product, and then it starts at the market ends, and of course down up to the production end. It looks at the flow of value enhancing information from the market to the producer and back. Okay? So, kanina, ang supply chain analysis, it focuses on physical distribution of goods. Value chain naman focuses on the flow of value enhancing information, or in other words, demand requirements of a particular product or service. Okay. Another is you have the from seed to shelf, network theory and marketing orientation. You have RMA using the market orientation and product life cycle. And it hinges very closely on the definition and understanding of particular commodities value chain map. Okay. So very importantly, it anchors more on being able to really uh, go through or support the commodity value chain map. Okay, now let us now come to, given this different theoretical framework, let us now go to what are some of the government programs that made use of any of this framework for its implementation. Okay, these are the programs here in this column, and then the goals, and then the analytical framework used. Okay, you have GPEP. Okay, what is GPEP? Okay, GPEP. GPEP is Grains Production Enhancement Program. This is actually during the time of Erap Estrada, or during the time of uh, then President Fidel Ramos, no? Fidel Ramos. So you have GPEP, and then you have GMA, kay Ginintuang Masaganang Ani during the time of Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, and then we also have Agri Pinoy during the time of Aquino, and so on. And we have now other programs such as UTOP, or One Town, One Product, say project. Then we have the ARCES, Agrarian Reform, by the Department of Agrarian Reform, and then PRDP, or the Philippine Rural Development Program, the Rapid Growth Project by DTI, and then we have also Convergence Program by DTI, DAR, DTI, DNR, and TA. No? And there is also one lacking here, which is Department of Science and Technology, or the DOST. No? So there's a Convergence Program. Now, in terms of goals and objective, all these particular programs plays a very important part on on these various government programs. But for this particular um, what's this? For this particular, um, I would say, portion of our lecture. Now, all these government programs, okay, all these government programs, you can select without duplication, or I will be the one to assign to you specifically. Now, you are going to report the details of any of this program. Okay, it will be part of the student's graded paper assignment, and of course, you will report it here in class. Okay, you have here these different programs, goals and objectives, and of course, a complete write-up also of what the program is all about. You can Google any of this program, and you can report that here in class and discuss how a particular, say, framework of analysis is being used. Okay, now in all these different programs, you have here some specific analytical framework being used. You have commodity systems analysis. You have farm seed to shelf concept. From there is also the IA or industry analysis. There is also what we call as value chain and supply chain analysis, and then there is also value chain and supply chain analysis, and so on. No, so you will notice that from the last four, okay, the last three, the last three programs. This is quite recent. No? These are some of the more recent more recent programs of the government, the PRDP, Rapid Growth and Convergence Program. Now, this actually makes use essentially on on this value chain and supply chain framework. So I would like you, okay, during your report, I would like you to what? Say, for example, um, give a write up, develop a write up for any of this program that I will assign, and of course including in the material that you will download or whatever you will get access. For sure you will already know what are the goals and objectives of that program, and then you have from the document, from the program document that you can encounter, you also identify which of these different framework of analysis is being used and why. Okay, so you need to what you need to discuss what's the program, what is the program all about, and then why. Okay, why? What is the objectives? Who is the target clientele? And of course, verify all these different, say for example, framework of analysis. Which of these is actually being used in the program? It might not be straightforward that they will mention that we are making use of value chain analysis, but in the document it would be very obvious that this is the kind of framework that is being used by reading through the document. That is why you need to put that on the surface, because it might just be mentioned in the document, but it's up to you to put to bear, pakita nimo, no, hanay nimo in terms of in terms of what are these analytical framework, and of course be sure that you would also answer the question, why do you think, in what way that analytical framework is being used. Okay, so take note of that. I will give that to you as an assignment. No, I mean assigned oral report that will be for module 6. Okay. Now, actually, this lecture is very short. Okay, it talks only about analytical framework, scientific basis, and you have the applications and limitations, and then citing you or what are the components of the program or what the program is all about, and what are the different frameworks being used in the program. So this ends up module 4.4 actually. And then next week, okay, next week we will have an exam. Okay, we will have a module exam scheduled for that, but I might again combine the exam for module 4 and 5. Take note, no? I might combine, but it depends on the progress of your output. So this time I will end up module 3. It's a very short lecture, but on the assumption that you will work on your report. Okay, you will work on your report for module 6. That is for module 6. Now, with that note, I will uh, end the lecture, but I will email to you. I will email to you your assignment. Okay, I will email to you individually your assignment in terms of what particular topic that you need to report in module 6. Okay, so take note of your, because after this lecture, the email will follow very shortly. No? Okay, thank you, and God bless all of us.